Good afternoon, everyone. Inshallah, you are all doing well and you don't feel too stressful, okay? So, as you can see, we're going to finish first semester review, part 2. Okay, let's move on. Cause and effect. To express cause and effect, I'm going to give you some connectors. We're going to start with cause. To express cause, which means the reason of something, I can use these connectors. I have as, because, and since. Most of the students, they only know because and they use it repeatedly during their written expression. So here we can use as or since. They connect the result of something to its reason. For something to happen, there should be a reason, of course. The first one, as it's my birthday, my mother made a delicious cake. This one would be the result, okay? No, so as it's my birthday, my mother made a delicious cake. So the reason why my mother made a delicious cake, because it was my birthday. As here is at the beginning of the sentence, so what do you notice? There is a comma, okay? There's a comma. Whenever you start with as at the beginning, there should be a comma. You can say my mother made a delicious cake as it's my birthday. You can write as here, and what do? You start with close 1, close 2, and then close 1. Okay. Next one, we decided to go for a walk because the weather is lovely. Because here is always in the middle. We decided to go for a walk because the weather is lovely. Why? Why did we go for a walk? Why did we decide to go for a walk? Because the weather is lovely. If it was raining, we would rather stay at home because it's in the middle. Now rule, connector, if I'm talking about as or since, plus close 1 plus comma plus close 2, or close 1 plus connector plus close 2. If I write this sentence with since, if I write it with since, what should I say? So we decided to go for a walk since the weather is lovely. Okay? Is it clear? Now, effects. To express effect, the result, so the cause is the reason, the effect is the result. I can use these connectors. I have so, therefore, as a result. They connect the reason of something to its result. Okay, so this is to express the effect. Most of the students, they use so. You can use so, therefore, as a result. Now, let's start with the first example. It was hot, so Peter turned on the air conditioner. It was hot, so Peter turned on the air conditioner. What do you see here? Before so, I have a comma, okay? So, before so, there should be a comma, not after it. Now, John is clever and serious, and therefore, he gets good grades. John is clever and serious, and therefore, he gets good grades. Therefore is in the middle. There is no comma. Why? Because I have and therefore. I'm going to give you the same example with another form. John is clever and serious, full stop. Therefore, he gets good grades. Therefore, he gets good grades. What do you notice? When I put full stop at the end of the first clause, I should write therefore, comma. Therefore, comma. So if I say and therefore, like the first example, no comma. If I put a full stop, I should write therefore, and then what? And then comma. Is it clear? Please be careful regarding the punctuation. Alice worked so hard, full stop, as a result, comma, she passed her final exam. So as a result, full stop, and then comma, okay? Now the rule, what's the rule? Close 1 plus so, there is a comma, so, plus close 2. Close 1 plus full stop, as a result, comma, close to. Do you see? Now, close one plus and therefore, no comma, plus close to. However, close one, there is a full stop, therefore, a comma, close to. Is it clear regarding the punctuation? I hope so. Task 1. Match the following pairs to form meaningful sentences. As the weather was superb. As the weather was superb, what's the equivalent? As the weather was superb, we went swimming. Okay? We went swimming. So the first one is D. Sorry. The first one would be D. As, I have as here, comma, and then the rest of the sentence. The weather was awful. The weather was awful. What's the rest of the sentence? As a result, our visit to the museum was cancelled. Full stop, as a result. Okay? So second one would be with A. Since the weather, since it expresses the reason of something, since the weather conditions were terrible, comma, our trip to the beach was postponed. Postponed, it means it was meant for another day. Okay, so this one. Next one, I couldn't afford to travel by plane, comma, I couldn't afford to travel by plane. So there's a comma, and we said before, so I have a comma. So I took the train. So number 4 would be E. And the last one, modern art is not very appreciated because many people don't understand it. So if they give you a particular exercise, remember to look for clues, to look for the punctuation, etc. For example, here I have a comma, and then I should add my second clause. For example, here I have since a comma, so this is the rest of the sentence. Or for example, here I have a comma, and we said before so. Is it clear? I hope so. Now, task 2. Fill in the blanks with the right connector, because here is repeated twice. Today, teenagers are addicted on social media. Okay, why? Because they spend hours chatting on their phones, laptops, and tablets. Okay. Their grades are unsatisfying. Okay, which one are you going to choose? We're going to say therefore. So therefore, their grades are unsatisfying. I have a full stop and then a comma. Okay, next one. Parents should set up a time limit. Which one? As a result, yes. So as there is a full stop. As a result, comma, parents should set up a time limit. Their kids are sleep deprived. They are sleep deprived. It means they don't sleep enough. So here it should be because. Okay, their kids are sleep deprived. They should encourage them to do other interesting activities. And it would be the last one. It expresses addition. They should also encourage them to do other interesting activities. Okay? Now, the passive voice. Past simple tense. So passive voice here, you're going to do the past simple and the present simple. For the active sentences, how would you know it's an active sentence? You have subject, verb in the past simple, and then the object. For the passive, we're going to switch. We're going to start with the object, and then I have to write was or were. It depends on my object, if it's singular or plural, plus verb. The verb should be in the past participle. Be careful. What's the past participle? It's the third column of your list. Okay. To eat, ate, eaten. Eaten would be my past participle. Plus by, plus subject. This is my passive voice. All right. I hope it's clear for the for the rule. Let's move on to the task. Here, turn these sentences into the passive voice. Egyptians built the pyramids. So where's my object? It's this one. I'm going to start with it. So the pyramids, plural, was or where? 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 Built. What's the past participle of built? It's the same. It doesn't change. Built. By who? By Egyptians. Okay? Now, Armstrong explored the moon. The moon, this is my object. The moon, singular, was, this verb. This verb is a regular verb, ed. So there is no need to look for the past participle because it's the same. So was explored. Explored by who? By Armstrong, etc. And you can say, for example, if you have the date, you can say in, etc. Okay? Cervantes wrote a lot of books. Where's my object? It's this one. So a lot of, So a lot of books. It's the plural. Okay, so I should write where. Where? Wrote. What's the past participle of wrote? Written. Written by Cervantes. By Cervantes. Okay? Picasso painted Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa singular was verb ed. It remains the same. There's no change. Was painted by Picasso. Okay? Is it clear? Now, task 2, turn these sentences into passive. Mind the negative form. Whenever they give you an active sentence, please be mindful. It's not always in the affirmative form. Sometimes it could be also in the negative form. What are you going to do? It's simple. What do you have? The rule is was or where. Exactly. If my active sentence is negative, I should add not here. And that's it. Piece of cake. So, he didn't find his files. His files is the plural, right? His files. Where? I have not here. Where not? What's the past participle of find? Found. Found by, can you say by he? No, by him. If I had John, by John or by him. She didn't make her bed this morning. This one is a long sentence. This one would be my object. I'm going to leave this morning at the end of the sentence. I'm not going to start with her bed this morning. Doesn't make any sense. So her bed, singular, was not. Negative form. What's the past participle of make? Made. Was not made by she? By she? By her. Exactly. This morning. Okay? Whenever you have a time reference, it's better to leave it at the end of the sentence. They didn't break the windows. The windows. The windows were. Why were? Because I have S, were not. Do we say broke? No, broken. Broken by them. Okay? With time, you're going to notice most of the verbs are repeated, and you should know that. So personal pronoun, active voice, they become I becomes by me, you by you, he by him, she by her, it by it, and we by us, and they by them. You should know this, okay? Now, turn these sentences into the active form. Sometimes they give you passive sentences, and then they ask you to turn them back into the active one. It's easy. You're going to start with the subject again. The Canon of Medicine was written by Ibn Sina. Where's my subject here? Ibn Sina, okay? Where's my verb here? This is the past participle, and I'm going to turn it into the past simple. So written would be wrote. So Ibn Sina wrote the canon of medicine. Okay, active sentence. The house was destroyed by the storm. My subject would be the storm. Okay, so the storm. The verb is destroyed. It's in the past participle, and we're going to turn it back into the past. Since it's a regular verb, it stays the same. So I'm going to say the storm, destroyed. Destroyed what? Destroyed the house. Okay, active sentence. Okay, now, passive voice, present simple. For the present simple, it's the same one as the past simple. Just here, for concerning the auxiliaries, they change. So here I have subject, verb, present simple, object. Object is or are. It depends on my subject again. Singular or plural, plus verb, past participle, by and subject. Okay, for the present simple, it's easy. I have rewrite the sentences in the passive voice, present simple. We set the table at 7 p.m. Set, it's in the present simple. Object, time reference at the end. So, the table singular, is. What's the past participle of set? It's the same, it doesn't change. Is set by who? By us at 7 p.m. Okay? She does not waste water. She does not waste water. Water, singular, is, this one is the negative form. Okay, do you remember we did the negative form? So here is or are plus not. So water is not. And not, waste. Is it a regular or irregular verb? It's a regular verb. What do? You add ed. Remember, if it's a regular verb, add ed. If it's an irregular verb, the past participle of the list. Water is not wasted by her. Every year, authors publish hundreds of books. Hundreds of books, my subject, are hundreds of books. Why? Because it's the plural. Are regular, irregular? Regular. Are published, ed. By who? By authors. By authors. Authors. Every year should be at the end. Every year. Okay? It's clear? Now, John doesn't like extreme sports. Extreme, we're going to start with extreme. Extreme. Sports, plural, are, I have the negative form here, are not. The verb here is regular, are not liked by John. Okay? I think it's clear for the passive voice. So we said passive voice in the present simple. It should be is or are plus your verb in the past participle by and then the subject. Okay, so this was the end of our first semester, second part. This was for the grammatical lessons regarding the first semester. Next time, inshallah, we will be moving to the second semester, and it will be divided in different parts where we will tackle the grammatical lessons. All right, thank you. See you again.